Hello everyone and welcome back to PhD and Productivity. Today we're going to be talking about some tips for staying motivated during a PhD. If you're new here, my name is Kira and I'm in first year of a PhD in computer science, and on this channel I make videos about doing my PhD, but a lot of these will be relevant for students or anyone in an academic setting in general. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when new videos are uploaded. So 4 years is a very long time. It's natural that at one point or another you will be feeling demotivated in some way or another. So it is good to be aware of what you can do if you do start feeling that way, because it's likely that you will at some point, or that you have in the past. I think doing a doctoral degree has a 44% dropout rate, which is very high. So it means a lot of people end up getting demotivated, and not a lot of people know how to deal with this. So one of the first things to consider is, why might you be feeling demotivated? So sometimes it can just be that you're not actually taking care of yourself properly, and then that leads you to be feeling down and unable to do work every day for the same thing for a number of years, and you start feeling like you just can't continue to do that. So specifically, be sure to be looking after your health and your mental health, in the sense that you need to be eating correctly, taking vitamins if you need to, drinking a ton of water, getting proper sleep, exercising every day. And it's something that a lot of people, when they're busy with a project, will neglect, and then that can have some serious effects on your health as well as your mental health, and that can definitely contribute to you feeling demotivated. So it's really important that you stay on top of your personal health throughout the course of the PhD, because otherwise you can end up really setting yourself back a lot. So if you guys want to see a video about tips for staying healthy during a PhD, let me know and I will do a video like that, because I do think it's something that a lot of people sort of take for granted and don't necessarily prioritize, which can have very detrimental effects for both you and your PhD. So it's something to really keep in mind. So let me know if you'd like to see that. So the first thing you can do is to take care of your health and your mental health, and that generally will have a very good effect on how you're feeling. The second thing that you can do is talk to people. So talk to your colleagues who are doing a PhD, talk to your supervisor, talk to a counsellor if you need to, or friends and family about how you're feeling, and generally someone will have advice about what you can do to help yourself get over this demotivated patch. Especially like other people who have done a PhD or are doing a PhD, or even someone who's done a long course, you know, they can understand how you might be feeling at this time and be able to help you in some way or another. So talking to people about how you're feeling is very important. I think a lot of people feel that when they're feeling demotivated, they can't really talk to people about it because they feel like that's them showing weakness in their program, but it's really not. It's something that everybody goes through, whether they want to admit it or not. And it's important for everyone to just be able to support each other and give any advice that they have for staying motivated when you might be feeling a lack of motivation. The third thing that you can do is actually talk about your research in more of a public setting. So discuss with friends outside of your PhD, or on social media, or if you have a blog, anything like that, to be able to discuss your research to a wider audience and get feedback and hear when other people are interested in it, that can sort of help you to reignite that excitement for yourself. And that can be very helpful, like when you're communicating with the public, your different ideas and stuff like that. I do think it can be very motivating if you're getting good responses, or even if you're not, like to be able to formulate in a social setting your research to people who are out of your discipline and be able to explain it in a way that everyone understands and is interested in it. I do think that can really help with your motivation, because then you'll start to think, you know, if someone says, oh, that's really cool, then you'll start to think, oh, actually it is, and that's why I wanted to do it in the first place. So that can help you to really connect more to your passion for what you're doing, is when you're being able to discuss with other people about it. The next thing that you can do is keep track of all your wins, so whether they're big or small and whether they're yours or a colleague's, to be able to celebrate both the big and small successes can be very motivational. So if you've seen my video about how I set up my A4 bullet journal, like my PhD research diary, you'll know that in my weekly spread I have a section where I can track all the little wins of the week, so that even if I feel like I've gotten nothing major done that week, I'll still have a few smaller things that I can, you know, feel good about achieving that week. And I always find that for me it does really help to be able to see that, and see that even if you've made no progress towards a larger thing because of whatever reason, you still have achieved stuff that week. And I do think that helps. So I really recommend that, and I recommend you check out that video so that you can see how my weekly spread looks, because it is really helpful whether you want to track it, you know, the same way or using maybe a spreadsheet or whatever way you want to do it. It's just having it somewhere to show you visually that you've been able to achieve these things is very motivational. The next thing that you can do is create a vision for your PhD. So if you know anything about vision boards or just creating a vision for your life, it's the same thing, but it's for your PhD specifically. So basically what that means is having a visual representation or a written representation of what you want to achieve during your PhD and how you want to be able to look at your life afterwards. So what you'd like to see from your life after doing your PhD. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. So one would be the more traditional vision board style activity where you get some pictures online of different things. So if you have conferences that you'd like to travel to, you can get pictures from different places and put them all in. If you have some competitions that you'd like to participate in, that you can put in those into different pictures and have like yourselves as the winner. That would be the kind of thing that you can do to help yourself get motivated. So if you wanted to do something like that would be a great thing to do, the actual pictorial vision board. That's a really good option. Or another thing that you can do is have more of a written representation. So a couple different things you can do again. One would be to write like a mission statement for your PhD, like why you're doing it and what you want to achieve during it. So sort of like a company's mission statement, but for your specific PhD. So it can be very specific and can be very personal, but it can also be objective as to like why it's good for society or something, why it's good for the field, instead of just your particular interest in it. Along the same lines, another thing that you can do is actually write your abstract for your PhD thesis at the beginning of your PhD, or if you've already started your PhD and haven't done it yet, just to do it. Because even though you don't know what results you're going to get, you can still have an idea of what you'd like to find. And having your abstract written, like I'm only 4 or 5 months in and I have my abstract written, and it's very motivational to be able to go back and read that and see what I'm trying to achieve with my PhD and what I hope to get out of it. So I definitely think that that's something that you can do to help yourself stay motivated. And if you want to see a video about how to write your abstract, let me know and I will do that for you guys. Just tell me in the comments below. So that's something you can do. And then another thing that you could do would be to write out what you would like your CV to look like after you finish your PhD. So all of the different things that you'd like to achieve, whether that's to do with your specific research or the more transferable or soft skills that I talked about in my last video. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out. It talks about all the different transferable skills that you gain during your PhD. So if you have different milestones for them that you might want to track on your CV and be able to present that after you've finished your PhD, like that'll be a very motivational thing to have, to be able to look at and say, like, these are the things that I want to achieve. And along those same lines would be with the vision setting kind of thing, is to also set goals for yourself for during your PhD. So instead of, obviously there's the whole long-term goal of doing your thesis, and you might have a couple of conferences that you want to submit to or journals that you want to submit to, but having shorter term goals is also very motivational because you get to check off more. Whereas if you have goals that are for a couple of years, you know, it's really hard to stay motivated for those. Whereas setting shorter term goals is a lot easier to stay motivated for. So again, I have a video about the 12-week year, which is a book that teaches you how to set 12-week goals and to really think about the next 12 weeks as an entire year. And you can really get motivated to get those things done. And you get so much more done than you might get in a whole year, because you're actually working towards them, and there's a system in place for how you actually track your progress towards the goals, and you are looking at the lag and lead indicators. So if you want to hear about how that works, again, I have a video about that, so I'll have that linked for you guys so that you know how to set these shorter term goals. And I'm about 8 weeks into the 12-week year at the moment, which means in about 4 weeks I'll have another goal setting video. So if you want to see that, let me know and I will do that for you guys as well. So that is it for all the motivational tips. I really hope they will help you guys. And if you have any motivational tips yourself, be sure to leave them in the comments below so that other people can hear them and so that I can hear them, because I would love to. So again, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos about doing a PhD, or if you have any requests, let me know, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when the next video is up, and I will see you guys in the next video.